Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're having an amazing day and you had a wonderful Christmas with your family. We're looking at Bitcoin once more, just checking in, seeing what's going on here. And as we can kind of see, it's not great today, of course. Nice red day, but I don't think it's dire straits by any stretch, but we are stuck within this range, as I mentioned before, between 16.6 and 17,000. Maybe even as low as 16,200 if we break below this Fibonacci level. So we'll take a look at that and much more, and of course, look at the standard traditional markets as well. So if you are new to the channel though, keep in mind, not a financial advisor, love teaching people to trade. You want to learn a lot more and become a better trader? CryptoCash.tech is a site where you can join an esteemed members of our community where we're all learning and growing and just doing really awesome. I mean, everyone is kicking some serious tail, so I'm super proud of a lot of my members. So keep up with the great work, everyone. Greatly appreciate your contributions, as well as the fact that we took good 20% off BNB here recently, hit our first target in 3 days, as well as 16% from Ethereum as well. So you got to recognize this too. Monstrous gains aren't going to happen right now. If anyone else is telling you that, it's less common. You're getting kind of lucky if you're just 125xing everything. So again, with safe, conservative trading comes a good, safe, consistent results. And that's what we kind of focus on as a community. We're also using Bitget as the best exchange in the country and the world. Of course, I say country because my country, we can use Bitget here with a VPN. You have a $10,000 price pool monthly. All you got to do is use the link in the description below. Also, furthermore, too, you get 3 months free with a 12-month plan if you consider using ExpressVPN. I recently partnered with them. I've been using them for years. That's just really awesome to be kind of part of the team. So thank you again very much, ExpressVPN, for providing this benefit to my community members. So taking a look here at Bitcoin and traditional markets first. Let's go ahead and look at both. Simply put, if we look at regular markets, we can see that NASDAQ is down by 1%. Traditional S&P is pretty much drawing dead, for lack of better terms, and dollar index is pretty much even. So dollar index has been slowly coming down, which is nice, but it's not down enough to where we really need it to be in order for Bitcoin and regular markets to kind of recover. Okay, so again, at this point, traditional markets are not doing great. They opened poorly after a 3-day weekend, so in that sense, that explains a lot of why Bitcoin is coming back and pulling back essentially. Okay, so just to kind of preface that is what's going on there. To look at some of this stuff on the charts here, what does this all mean? Well, I've got some different trend lines drawn out. We did recently break below this trend line, or haven't broken above this descending trend, so we're technically not bullish by any stretch. I wouldn't say we're bullish regardless, because we still got a lot of moving averages to get back up above, but the key takeaway here is that we're still under 50 on the RSI. Until we break above that, we're not going to be any strength in increasing or decreasing at this point. It's kind of, for lack of a terms, again, pretty much range bound in this little area here. Okay, so once more, right in between 16.6 and 17,000, we've been stuck for the last almost 2 weeks. Okay, that's terrible in the overall sense of things. So that's where we're at there in that regard. When we take a look at the moving averages, we can also see here as well that we're getting rejected by the 20-day set moving average, as well as the fact that the 50 is slowly making its way below the price action. So this is positive in a sense here because the 50 is dropping pretty hard, and that's actually awesome because then when the price gets above that, that can work as a support level eventually. So for now, we want to celebrate that and see that this descending trend, while we haven't broken it yet, it's looking fairly positive. All right, so again, there's a little consolation there, but not great nonetheless. Okay, so the daily looks just kind of average, I would say. Nothing great, nothing terrible. The last 12 to 24 hours have been pretty abysmal for Bitcoin, but once again, it's the whole preparation of the weekend, kind of the regular markets opening up poorly. The pre-market hours were very unfortunate, for lack of better terms, and we can see that red candle here, of course, dropping the price from 16.8 to 16.6. But on the 4-hour time frame, we can kind of see here that we've got a few things going on. First of all, we've got a MACD divergence, of course, where the price action is moving lower. We also have the RSI coming down closer to 30. So there's a chance we're going to get a bounce off this level here, as we've seen kind of previously, where the price action comes low and bounces off of that level. Okay, so again, mostly what's happening is bouncing off the Fibonacci retracement level, but concurrently, we got 30 on the RSI coming up as well. So we got somewhat of a support range here at, again, 16,600. So I'm not super concerned with that level not holding. I think it will. If it doesn't, we've got 16,200 as well as a secondary. Okay. Again, there's different price ranges, but at this point, we are pretty much just stuck dead even in this range here, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon until we break above specific levels. Okay, so again, 50 on the RSI is one of those, and that would push us over 17,000. So anyways, looking at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and wrap this up here. We can see on TD sequential, we are overextended to the downside. We just hit a 9. So hypothetically, again, overextensions don't always have to recover or turn itself around, but the likelihood of this coming back up is higher based on it being overextended to the downside. Now let's take a quick look at the 4 hours, see if there's anything there. We're only at 3 4-hour candles. We're only 12 hours in this continuation, so in truth, it could continue to run. So in a lot of cases, when the price hits a 9, it'll go at least sideways if it doesn't recover. And then, of course, it'll leg down from there. So keep in mind that could very well still happen. I'm not saying the price is just going to recover instantly. But there's a good chance that it will possibly try, to do somewhat of a recovery. And then oftentimes it'll hit this most recent low, and it'll reject off that and come down. Okay. So again, this could very well work as a resistance level. So we could see 16,800 as a tentative resistance moving forward. Okay, again, it's best to expect the worst and hope for the best. That's what my grandpa taught me, and I think it's important to recognize that at this point, we're not in good shape, but it could be a lot worse. But it's still too early to tell. So again, the way the market is right now, it's best to kind of, in some cases, sit on the sidelines, wait for confirmation. Just because we have an overextension on the 1 hour doesn't imply it's just going to turn around, okay? Furthermore, if we look on the Ichimoku cloud, this is giving us all green lights here to leave our short position open if we have one, because all of the indications are telling us we have momentum to the downside, lagging span is free and clear, and obviously we're well below the price action. Keep in mind, this is range-bound activity. The Ichimoku cloud can give you some false positives, but for lack of better terms here, if you have a short open, you may as well keep it open and see if it goes any further. But also be careful and cautious to know that we are overextended and the bounce could very well happen to the upside. Again, a lot of different schools of thought here, but generally speaking, we're not in terrible shape, but not in great shape either. It seems more likely the price will probably stay in the range that we're in, between 16.6 and 17. So if you want to continue to trade within that range, which a lot of my community members have been doing, I would recommend that, of course. Work within your means. But again, always work within your risk tolerance too, and those are things I teach in my trading academy. You want to make sure that you understand how to work within your own risk tolerance, because it's a lot different than mine. I have a very evolved risk tolerance because of a lot of mistakes that I've made over the years. 17 years, I've narrowed it down to a fairly exact science, but it's never truly exact, right? So again, regardless of how that works, I'm just trying to give you some advice and just generally say that, hey, take this with a grain of salt, try to apply your own theories and practice, and make sure you use demo trading before you jump into leverage trading for sure, just so you can kind of get your feet wet before you take the plunge. Okay, because again, you can get wrecked pretty quick. A lot of people do that, and it's important to just be mindful of what you're doing before you do it. Okay. All right, well, hopefully that made sense and I described this correctly. I thank you so much for watching and learning here today, of course. And again, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. I look forward to working with you. Also, year-end, the rates are going to change as soon as our new website is unveiled. So please make sure that you lock in your rate beforehand. And if you're currently a community member, your grandfathered in, don't worry about it. Your rate will never change. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Once again, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you.